Hello everyone, welcome back to Ed's Metalworks here. We got a little footing project here for my little giant 25-pound power hammer. I thought I'd show you what I'm doing for that. I got some plans off the internet, off a Little Giant website. They have a lot of information on these hammers out there. There's quite a few different styles, I guess, but anyway, I thought I'd give you a little look at what we built here. Here's the foundation plans for little giant power hammer. As you can see, they give you a whole location measurements and the actual outside dimensions of the footing. These hole locations weren't real close to mine. The close together ones were off by about a ½ inch, so I didn't use those. That got me questioning those measurements, but anyway, I didn't use them. And here's the bolt and rebar layout and the depth. We're calling for a 22-inch depth on this. I hope I can dig a hole that deep. Anyway, this is what I obtained off the internet. This is what we built. The bottom piece of plywood is the actual dimensions of the base, the footing that it'll sit on. They're 29 by 41, and so that's the actual size of what piece of concrete pad I got to pour. This top piece here, I set a piece of plywood under my Little Giant and traced this out and traced them hole locations. So I was, like I said, I was questioning the measurements on that plan, so I did my own. I actually put short bolts in these holes after I got it all cut out and set the Little Giant down on there to make sure that these bolt locations, the 4 spots, were all good. But anyway, we welded up some all thread and rebar here to hold our bolt locations and give it a little bit of support down in that concrete. I think this dimension here right now is 16 inches. So we gotta have another 6 inches in there somewhere to get to the 22. We'll probably set this bottom bars up on some little chunks of concrete risers. But anyway, that's the plan. We're going to. I got some of this pipe insulation stuff. We're going to run that down over the bolts, probably to this top piece of rebar right here. That'll be a good 6 inches. So we'll have a little bit of give in them bolts. If we got to pry them one way or the other, they won't be solidly mounted in that concrete. As you can see in this plan, they call for a 1¼ pipe sleeve around there, but we're just going to put this foam around it, and that'll give us a little prying room if we have to go one way or the other. Once we get concrete all around it, that'll protect my bolts from the concrete. Anyway, we'll get this thing all taken apart, just all screwed together plywood, and then we can finish welding the bottom side of everything. Make sure it's all going to stay together nicely. I don't know if it needs any more support than that. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to give you a quick look at what we were doing here. It's beginning to be quite the project. I'll be glad when I get it down where I can hammer away again. But that's how these things usually go. That's why we do them. The more stuff you got, the more projects you have, the more you learn, the more fun you have. So anyway, thanks for joining me. We'll catch you on the next one. Hey everyone, we're back on the power hammer footing. I'll show you what we got going. Got the hole dug, got my cage set in there for the bolt mounts, and anyway, I'll show you what I got going here. Try to get a little light on the subject, but my hole ended up being, it's about, I gave it a little light there. It's 19 inches deep to the top of the footing here, or top of the 2x4. They called for 22, but I had pretty good hard pan down there about this deep. You can see the difference between the dirt. When they built my building, they scraped off a lot of this black dirt to save for the landscaping, and filled with clay. So you got about a 6-inch clay bed, and then the rest of it's virgin black dirt. And it's pretty tough down there digging. So I figured that 19 inches was close enough. But we got our rebar cage in there. You can see how I got the foam pipe insulation over my all thread. Got some bolts holding, or nuts holding it down on there. Probably put a piece of tape over that, some duct tape or something. But it's, what is it, 29 by 41 here. So it takes, I think it's 0.48 of a yard. So I just go down the trailer crete joint here and we'll get us a half a yard of concrete. Because as you can see, my hole size may not be the same, so I think a half yard will cover it. I hope it will. But that's where we're at on this project. I hope you guys ain't getting bored with it yet, but we're moving along slow but sure. Anyway, thanks again for joining along. We'll pour some cement and we'll show you the finished product. Thank you. All right, we got our footing poured for our little giant power hammer. It come out pretty good. There's a trailer crete place right down the street here, so that's what I used. They mixed it a little bit wet for my standards, but I think it'll be okay. It's what they call a 6.5 sack sand gravel mix. Supposedly good for 3,000 pounds per square inch. But anyway, my pattern for my little giant base fits on the bolts, so that's one good sign. There's what it looks like now. I told you I put this foam around these studs so that if I have to fudge a little bit with them, I got a little bit of room to kind of hammer them over or whatever. But I did that with all of them. It was almost exactly a half a yard of concrete. I ended up at 20 inches deep, basically. Like I said, it got a little bit, they mixed a little bit runny, but it made it easy to work with, but hard to finish off real good. So anyway, this footing is the last real step into getting my power hammer going. I can move it over here and set it on here and level out the dirt, or it's actually a regrind mix around this. And I've heard several guys comment on using a stone or a regrind type floor for your blacksmith area. It's easier on tools when you drop them and don't have to worry about sweeping up or anything catching on fire. So anyway, I just want to say thanks again for following along. Give me a thumbs up if you will. Appreciate it. And we'll be back on the next one. Don't know what it's going to be, but we're always going on to bigger and better here in the shop. Enjoy yourselves in your shop and have a great day.